In this video, we're just going to run through the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar and what the differences are with the 2X Solar compared to the Instinct 2 Solar, which I've got at the front here. And we've currently got this watch on special offer, the Instinct 2X Solar, which makes it a great value watch when you're looking for that really big battery, which we're going to cover as we go through the spec changes compared to the still very popular Instinct 2 Solar that I've got at the front here. We've already done lots of videos and reviews on the Instinct 2 Solar. We'll link to those below because most of the features you're going to find on the, or all of the features should I say, you're going to find on the Instinct 2X Solar, but then I'll run through some of the new and additional features and the extra battery that we get on the 2X Solar models. The first thing you'll notice is definitely going to be the sizing. So the 2X Solar is a bigger watch. So I've got the moss green 2X Solar in my left hand here, and I've just got the graphite grey on the 2 on the right here. So you can see the difference in sizing. What we've actually got is on the larger 2X Solar on the left hand side, it's a 50 by 50 millimeter bezel, where it's as on the smaller one, it's a 45 by 45. So it means we have a slightly bigger screen of 1.1 inch diameter compared to 0.9 inch of the Instinct 2. They've actually got the same width on the watches, so both of them are 14.5 millimeters wide. It's just the actual diameter that is different. Weight wise, it's still a really light watch. I'm just going to put the 2 down for a moment. So the Instinct 2X compared to the smaller 2, it's 67 grams, whereas the smaller 2 was 53 grams. So it's 67 grams, and with the lovely soft silicone strap, which I've always found very comfortable, it's still a light, comfortable watch to wear. So I'm just going to move the 2 Solar out the way now, and I'll just talk through the colours that we've got in stock on this special offer and then go through the features. So the one on the left hand side, this is the Instinct 2X Solar with the white stone band. So we've got some black resin finish on the sides on the buttons here and a little bit round the bezel, but it's actually sort of a white, we call it the white stone finish. So that's the white stone finish. The one that I'd already brought into view, I'll just show you that again. This is the Instinct 2X Solar. It's the moss green finish. So I've still got the black buttons on the side and some black resin on the side here with the buttons on the right hand side. And the other one that I'm going to show you and discuss, this is the 2X Solar tactical version. So it does have a few differences from the 2X Solar. I'll do the 2X Solar differences first from the 2 Solar watch, and then I'll talk about what the tactical version adds in. And this one is in the Coyote tan finish that we've got in stock. So I'm just going to go through what we've got different on the 2X Solar compared to the 2. So we've mentioned size, so we can see the size is different. Now with the extra size does give us a bigger battery and it has an excellent battery life. We're looking at in smartwatch mode, so all of the Instinct 2X Solars in smartwatch, we're looking at approximately 40 days battery, potentially unlimited with solar. One of the big changes is the solar panel has been increased by 50% compared to the 2 Solar. That's how it can give that massive increase on battery when we're out in sunlight. So 40 days smartwatch, unlimited with solar. That's compared to 28 days with the standard Instinct 2, which did have unlimited smart features with solar. The big thing for me is if you're recording with GPS, so if you're using GPS only to do a recording, you've got potentially 60 hours with the Instinct 2X compared to 30 hours that we had on the Instinct 2. So it's doubled the battery, and it's an amazing 145 hours potentially with solar. That was compared to 48 hours with the smaller Instinct 2. And it's to do with the solar panel around the side here. We've actually got a 50% increase on how that actually works. So that's one of the big differences. So the battery life is going to be the big thing. I've already mentioned the sizing. It does have a bigger strap as well. It's the 26mm wide strap on this, which can be interchanged with different straps. So the other things that have changed, I suppose design wise, really it's the screws on the front, just give it a maybe more rugged feel. I'll actually just bring in the standard Instinct 2 here on the left. So you can see there's actually a slightly different design with regards to the screws on the front of the bezel on the 2X. Otherwise it does look pretty similar in style with the lightweight resin case. So you can just see that. I'll just hold that so you can see the difference. So I'm just going to move the 2 Solar to the side. We've also got a feature that I really like seeing. We started getting on the Phoenix watches. We've now got on the Instinct 2X. We've actually got a flashlight. So we've got an LED flashlight here where we can have a white LED and a red LED as a flashlight. You can change the brightness. You can also have it, if you're using the watch for running, you can have the flashlight flashing to do with your cadence of your arm. So as your arm swings, the flashlight is blinking to the cadence of your running. So it's a really nice safety feature to have that on your wrist when you're running with the flashlight flashing. We've also got the addition now of multi-band dual frequency. So as well as picking up multi-band that we could do on the Instinct 2, so you can pick up more than one set of satellites, we've got the dual band option now with the Instinct 2X Solar. So with the dual band, we've got satellites that give out dual frequency, and what this helps with, if you're in an area where there's steep cliffs to the side, could be you're running in a city centre with high-rise buildings to the side, if one of these dual frequency signals doesn't match with the 2 signals that get sent, it ignores that one, so you don't get the same sort of satellite drift that you can occasionally get if something like that was to happen. So it can just increase the accuracy in those more awkward situations by having the dual frequency as well as multi-band. They've added a few extra training readiness metrics like we started getting on the Phoenix 7 series. So it's added training readiness metrics. We've also added Solar Lux tracking, so you can actually see how the Solar's doing with the Solar Lux hour tracking metric. We've also got, if any of you are familiar with the Phoenix range of watches, in the morning when you first look at your watch, you have a morning report giving you information about what you've done regarding your sleep, stress, etc. It even gives you weather data for the morning when it's paired with the Garmin Connect app, so you do get the morning report like other Garmin watches. And it's also added something called obstacle course racing, which we didn't have on the Instinct 2. So really the big thing is, for me, it's got to be the battery. So we've got the much bigger battery. Remember, that's potentially giving you 60 hours with GPS recording, 145 hours with solar, and in smartwatch mode, when you're not recording activities, 40 days unlimited with solar. So it's the battery. I think the flashlight is a nice addition, and really the multi-band, the dual frequency, now that we've added the dual frequency, is great. And a few of the extra features like the morning report and the training readiness metrics, and also the Solar Lux tracking we've got as well. So when we look at the tactical version, there's not a lot of extras, but there is a few differences with the tactical one. Obviously, we've got this one in a different colour, so maybe you prefer the colour of the Coyote Tan. But we've also added anyone who is into shooting. They've added a ballistics calculator for long-range shooting. We've also got, on the flashlight, we've got a green mode, so we don't have the green mode on the standard 2X. We have something called stealth mode, and this stops the unit storing and sharing your GPS position and disables wireless connectivity. We can display dual position format, so you can display your grid reference. Say you've got it set as British National Grid, could be one of the options, and UTM or one of the military grid systems, so you can have 2 grid systems displayed at once. It has something called a kill switch. So again, this is based on military use really, which is why we call it the tactical version. The kill switch means if security became an issue, say you were in the military using the watch, it will wipe everything off the device in its memory, so someone can't see where you've just travelled from any recordings. That's what they call the kill switch. It's got the jump master mode, so it calculates the high altitude release points for military guidelines when you're navigating to objects that you've jumped out of an aeroplane to. So it's what they call jump Master mode. So that is really the differences that we've actually got on the tactical version, and obviously a different colour as well. The big thing for us has got to be the battery on these 2Xs. We just think it's amazing for anyone doing, you know, long sort of events where you're doing these 24-hour ultras and you just don't want to be worrying about plugging in. The fact you're potentially going to get 60 hours with GPS only. That does decrease if you're using dual frequency and multi-band, but a lot of activities we find we sometimes can just get away with GPS only. You will find the full specs that go through all the other battery options to do with multi-band and dual frequency on our product page in the GPS store. When you look under GPS watches, you'll see the Instinct 2X Solar watches listed. And while stocks last, we've got these in a great reduced price at the moment. I don't think you're going to get a watch in our range that we stock. You won't get a watch, sorry, under £300 that meets the battery life of these three watches. So we've actually got the 2X Solars reduced to £299.99. The actual tactical version is £349.99. So the tactical version would normally be £389.99, £40 off, £349.99. But for under £300 with a watch with this amazing battery, reduced from the £339.99, we've got the Instinct 2X Solar. There's two standard ones in the white stone and the moss finish, reduced to £299.99. Included with the watch, we do actually give you a little adapter for the charging cable. It's a USB-A to C adapter, or should I say USB-C to A. I got that the wrong way around. Actually, in the box with these three watches, unlike the Instinct 2 that came with the USB-A charging cable, this one comes with a USB-C, and we know not everyone has USB-C plugs, so from GPS training we do include this adapter. That means you can use the charging cable that came with the watch and connect it to a USB-A output. And you also get access to all of our training videos that were done on the Instinct 2, but it's all the same features of the 2X for getting you going with the watch and getting it set up. Obviously there's a few extra features added to the 2X Solar, but you will get access to all of those videos and email and telephone support from ourselves. So we hope you found this video useful, just going through the range of 2X Solar watches that we've got in stock and currently at reduced prices while stocks last.